He was like an angelic-looking 8-year-old. And I thought, what am I doing here? He couldn't be capable of anything like this. And he was so convincing in his first interview that he'd been nowhere near the Strand. He'd been on County Road near Goodison Park. They had a briefing, or a debriefing, and they came back for the second interview, and again I was in blissful ignorance, thinking it's the easiest money. I felt guilty, actually, because this boy had nothing to do with anything, I thought, until having got him cosy with his little space pens and his can of Coke, and that kept him nice and calm and relaxed. I said, look, we've spoken to Anthony, and he said that you were in the Strand. No, we weren't. We were in County Road. And then there was a silence. Well, we were in the Strand, but we never grabbed a kid. And he got up and he grabbed his mum and he grabbed the officer and he was crying and wailing, and I thought, oh my God, what have I let myself in for here? It was, the walls came crashing in at that moment, yeah. And I knew what it was like, and it was, oh God, it was like a living nightmare. But the difficulty looking after his mum and dad, because I was acting more like a social worker, because both mum and dad, who were very respectable people, were going through a nightmare. They both had nervous trouble.
What were they like?
Very nice and polite and good people, lovely people.
Any explanation as to?
Well, they didn't have any clue about what was happening. They didn't have a clue, and they weren't from the perfect example of a broken home. Can't speak for Thompson. Don't want to say anything about Thompson. But as far as he was concerned, he was no different from, his background was no worse than any kid in Liverpool. No worse at all. But I would have bet my bottom dollar that if either of the two reoffended, it wouldn't be Venables. But you see, Venables couldn't handle being out. And I came out with an expression. I did an article for the Sunday Times, and I ended it by saying they may be at liberty, but they'll never be free. And Venables may have had his liberty, but he was never free, couldn't handle it, and I think it was almost a cry for help from him to get remanded back into custody.